what did we really think about Wilder's performance last night? Is he back to his best, or was last night all about papering over the cracks? Listen, we're going to talk about that in this video today. But before we do that, I want to ask you to please go ahead and smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. And one very important message, please, if you are already subscribed to the channel or you're new, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. It's so important because that will enable you to get all the alerts whenever I drop a new video. Listen, only 12% of the subscribers on this channel actually hit the notification bell. That is crazy. You're missing out every time I drop new content. So please go ahead and do that. And also you're going to help us with the algorithm and everything to take the channel all the way to the top. Listen, it doesn't cost you a thing. It takes literally 1 second, just a click of a button, man. Go on, man. Do it right now. Help us grow, help us get to the top. I'll really appreciate that. But anyways, let's talk Deontay Wilder. First of all, I'm going to start with the positives. Listen, I've seen the comments online. A lot of people are piling up on Deontay Wilder. They're criticizing the performance and everything like that. Even though the guy won, they're still criticizing him. Listen, one thing I'm going to say is, what exactly were you guys expecting from Deontay Wilder? Do you know what I mean? Deontay Wilder has never been a good boxer. He's never had the skills. So what were fans expecting for him to do last night that's special? Absolutely nothing. Before the fight, I saw people doing fight breakdowns, analysis, and everything like that. Everyone was saying that Wilder's past his sell-by date, he's not good enough, blah, 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 etc., etc. So what the hell were you guys expecting for him to do last night? Was you expecting a prime Usyk? A prime Lennox Lewis? A prime Klitschko? Come on. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen with Deontay Wilder because he's always been a very limited boxer. He's never had the skills. Whenever we've tuned into a Deontay Wilder fight, it wasn't to see a Muhammad Ali performance. No, we all wanted to see Deontay Wilder knock someone the fuck out. Do you know what I mean? That is why we love Deontay Wilder, for the entertainment value. We never watched him for the sweet science. It was never about that. So I feel the criticism, do you know what I mean, and the bit of the hatred is a bit unfair, a bit uncalled for. Do you know what I mean? When I talk about Deontay Wilder, I always make sure that it's balanced. Do you know what I mean? Everything is balanced, and I put things into context. Listen, Deontay Wilder did the most important thing that he had to do last night, and that was to win. He secured a win, his first win in almost 3 years. That was so important, so vital for Deontay Wilder. Do you know what I mean? He needed that win, not just for his boxing career, but for himself. For himself. Think about what Deontay Wilder has been through in the last few years, yeah? I'm not even going to talk about his private life because that's been well documented. He's been through hell in terms of his private life, so I'm not even going to talk about that. It's none of my business. But in boxing, he's been getting battered, man.
Man, they don't understand, man. Y'all don't fucking understand what we go through, man.
Got knocked out by Zhilei Zhang, got absolutely schooled by Joseph Parker. He just parted way with his coach, Malik Scott, which I'm happy about because I was never happy with them two partnering up. I never rated Malik Scott as a boxing coach. So I'm so glad, yeah, that Deontay Wilder left him. Do you know what I mean? So putting everything into context, yeah, let's cut Deontay Wilder some slack. Do you know what I mean? When I watched that fight last night against Tyrell Herdon, I saw some slight improvements. Not massive improvements, but slight improvements that I was impressed by. In terms of his head movement, Deontay Wilder was moving his head a bit better. He was jabbing, which is good. He was finally using the jab very well compared to his previous, most recent fights, yeah? And also, he was using the left hook, man. Do you know what I mean? How often does Deontay Wilder lose the left hook? I think he dropped Tyrell Herdon with the left hook. So that was a positive. Do you know what I mean? His footwork was okay. He's never been the best, but he was cutting off the ring very well against, again, a limited opponent in Tyrell Herdon. But there are some positives in that fight last night. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, the most important positive was he won. He won. That is what's important in boxing. In boxing, the first thing you need to do is handle whoever is in front of you. And he got the job done. Do you know what I mean? If he lost, oh my God, what would people say? He won and he's still getting hate. He's still getting criticism. People still saying hang up the gloves. Do you know what I mean? So imagine if he lost. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm happy Deontay Wilder won. Now he can look forward. Listen, I'm not saying Deontay Wilder is back to the Deontay Wilder of, you know, the 2020s or 2018, do you know what I mean? Before Fury and all that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying he got the win. He's going to feel better. And, you know, can he improve going forward? No, I don't think Deontay Wilder will ever be a good boxer. It just won't happen. It doesn't matter who he gets in his corner. He can go get Jonathan Banks, Sugar Hill, any of the top coaches around the world, Andy Lee. They're not going to improve him massively as a boxer. They can get him doing the fundamentals better. Do you know what I mean? In terms of his footwork, in terms of his jab, in terms of his defense, in terms of his moving his head off the line, they can improve those. Do you know what I mean? Planting his feet to throw the right hand, they can improve those. But in terms of him, like, becoming an Usyk, man, just forget it. It's not going to happen. He's 39 years old, yeah? It's going to be very hard to teach an old dog new tricks, man. Do you know what I mean? What Deontay Wilder needs, he needs a steady Eddie coach, someone that will just steady the ship. Show him how to use the fundamentals again, the basics. That's all he needs. Do you know what I mean? But I saw enough last night, yeah, to make me happy. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. It is Deontay Wilder. When I look at Deontay Wilder, I judge Deontay Wilder based on Deontay Wilder, man. I'm not comparing him to other fighters. I think that's unfair. I think you should stop. If you're doing it, please just think about it and stop it. I judge Deontay Wilder by Deontay Wilder standards. Do you know what I mean? And for his standards, especially in the recent years and the recent fights that he's had, he's improved. He did okay. He wasn't fantastic, spectacular, but he was okay and he can move forward. Do you know what I mean? The negatives, there's still some flaws in there. Do you know what I mean? He's still kind of slightly trying to reach out. Do you know what I mean? Which is dangerous if he meets a very skilled opponent. Not even a very skilled opponent. Even an opponent just with better pressure. Do you know what I mean? They're going to go through that. Do you know what I mean? His defense, you know what I mean? Whenever he moved his head, he kind of pulled off with his chin high in the air. Again, you meet a semi-skilled fighter, they're going to touch that chin and you might get dropped. Do you know what I mean? So there's still some improvement, like I said, that Wilder can bring to his game. Do you know what I mean? Now, can Wilder secure an Anthony Joshua fight based on the performance last night? For me, my honest opinion, no. Do you know what I mean? I don't think the public, the boxing fans will buy into that fight. However, I can see a way that they can spin it. If Wilder's got the right team around him, I'm talking like his management structure, if he's got the right promoter, I'm not sure who Wilder is with now, who's promoting Wilder, but they can spin it. Do you know what I mean? They can try and spin that Tyrell Herdon win. At the end of the day, he go a win. It's a positive. They can kind of spin it in a way that will get fans really thinking about, yo, do we actually want to see Joshua versus Wilder? But listen, if they was to announce on Monday that Wilder is fighting Anthony Joshua, I think some fans will buy into it. Do you know what I mean? Because even someone like me, I'll watch it. I'll talk about it. The build-up will be great. I'll be looking forward to the fight because that's a fight that we never saw. We've always wanted to see Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. We never got to see that. So I don't mind seeing it, but I don't think Wilder's going to get Joshua next. I think Wilder will most likely fight someone like a Dave Allen next. Do you know what I mean? And that's a step up from Tyrell Herdon. Tyrell Herdon didn't bring no pressure. Tyrell Herdon didn't bring nothing to the table that troubled Wilder. Do you know what I mean? But Dave Allen will. Dave Allen, even though he's a limited fighter himself in terms of boxing skills, for me, Dave Allen is British level at best. Do you know what I mean? Even though he had a great win against Johnny Fisher, he's still British level at best. However, he is good enough to trouble Deontay Wilder because Dave Allen will come forward. He'll push Wilder back. Even though Dave Allen hasn't got that one-punch knockout, but he can, with a volume of punches, give Wilder some problems and even stop Wilder. Do you know what I mean? Wilder, I don't think he's got the skills to really avoid someone like a Dave Allen, like putting the punches on him, landing the punches. But Wilder does have that right hand, and Dave Allen, he can be stationary, he can sit right in front of you, and that could give Wilder the opportunity to land that right hand. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like Dave Allen, he'll be up for that fight because he gets a big name on his resume. It's a chance for him to beat someone like Wilder, who's been a world champion of the heavyweight division. Do you know what I mean? That would be a good fight. But for me, if I was in Team Wilder, if I was advising him, I would say fight someone like a Joe Joyce. Because Joe Joyce, a lot of people are saying he's washed, he's on his way out. Joe Joyce is slow, he blocks a lot of punches with his face, but Joe Joyce is also a big name. Do you know what I mean? And Joe Joyce has the engine to trouble Deontay Wilder. Do you know what I mean? Especially that little jab of his, he can really put a test to Deontay Wilder. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'll pick Joe Joyce to go against Deontay Wilder because one, for me, it'll be a 50-50 fight. Joe Joyce can put a test to Deontay Wilder, but he won't have the power to finish Deontay Wilder. I don't think so, especially at this stage of his career. But at the same time, Wilder can definitely land on Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce, he doesn't move his head when he's getting punched. Do you know what I mean? So Wilder will have the opportunity to land a big one on Joe Joyce. I think that's the fight to make. I think Wilder needs one more fight before he gets a big payday against someone like Anthony Joshua. That's just my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments, my people, what you thought of Deontay Wilder's performance last night. Do you think the win warrants Wilder getting a fight against Anthony Joshua? Or who do you think Wilder should fight next? Dave Allen, Derek Chisora? Let me know in the comments. I'll really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. I'll see you back here real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.